Hello, hi, welcome on the FMF Meets, where we normally meet actors, singers from the gospel scene. Today we have a very special guest in the house. She's an event promoter. She's got a very exciting event that she wanna give us some information about. I'm so excited about. I mean, I've seen a few clips, a few videos, so I'm looking forward to actually attend the event. So, who do we have in the house tonight?
We have Olaoyin. I'm the founder of Three Strand Cord, which specializes in curating social events for Christian singles. Christian singles events should not be boring. They shouldn't be blasé. They should be luxury. They should have a classy feel. They should be fun and liberating. And that's exactly what I curate. So yeah.
Fantastic. So we have Olaoyin in the house. Okay, but Ola, tell me, how come you came to organize Christian events? I mean, what was the motivation behind you? Why not making normal events like everybody else? What was the inspiration behind you organizing Christian events?
I'm a Christian, first of all.
All right.
So, and I like to, I love God to be in every aspect of my life. I believe that being a Christian is a lifestyle, and I try my best, and I hang on to the grace of God in everything that I do. So it only made sense that I think also when it comes to singles events and dating, you find that, even in secular events, if there's a singles event, there could be people from different walks of life, different religions. You might like somebody, you might spot somebody from across the room and you're like, oh, he's lovely, and vice versa. But then you get talking and it's like, oh, you're from different faiths. And it's like, oh, well, this is going to be a barrier. This is going to be something that, we can't potentially pursue. And then it's like, oh, you feel deflated. So it's like, why not bring, organize events that are solely for Christians, where it's like, that is already out of the box. We can match based on we have the same faith, and then we can start looking at other things. So it was a no-brainer for me. I love love. I love anything that has to do with relationships, even friendships, but romantic relationships are up there for me. Yes. Just thought it makes sense to have like solely Christian events. Yeah. So.
Okay, that's fantastic. I've seen a few videos as well. Like there's a strong interest into cuisine, like food, kitchen, and I thought that was interesting. But like I say, when was your first event? Like, I mean, when did you actually make your first events, and how was it? I mean, what was the challenge for you to get into that niche, I will say?
Yeah. So my first ever event was in February of 2020, just before the lockdown. It was a thing of like God, spoke to me in May 2019, just about this idea. And literally, I remember that day I was fasting, and I remember being so hungry. I wanted to break that fast. I'm not gonna lie, but I just kept on keeping on. And shortly after, literally, the Holy Spirit just started pouring in all the ideas. I literally had to bring out my iPad and start typing quickly, just so that I wouldn't miss a beat. So from May 2019, we kind of started like building the brand community, did a few YouTube like discussion kind of style videos, and then we had our first event in February of 2020, just before the lockdown. It was a winter ball, so it was like a dress-up event, 3-course meal in Hilton Kensington, it was a nice event. I mean, it was a big challenge. Let's even be real. So in my head, I thought, you know what? I know a lot of single people. This is going to be easy. They're going to jump on this event. That's not how it works. Your friends are not your customer base. They're just not. I mean, if they support you, it's a blessing, but you can't focus on them. So I got, it was very full of my friends. I'm not going to lie. Like a lot of the guests were my friends. But it was just a struggle to get people to commit to the event. It was slightly above the average ticket price, but I felt like for what we're providing, it was definitely worth it. So I think it was just that wrestling that mindset of people were used to, for instance, £25 events. and this was 45, and it was just like, okay, can we justify this? But I believe that God wants this brand to have a luxury feel, so the price point will always be a little bit higher than average, but we will be providing great value for money as well. So you're coming in and you're getting a whole experience. So yeah, February 2020 was our first event. Lockdown happened and I didn't do anything for 3 years.
Okay.
So it was a thing of, to be fair, when lockdown did happen, I thought, okay, let's do the virtual thing, but I realized quickly that wasn't for us. The whole point of this brand as well, or one of the main points, was that it was bringing back that in-person feel where you could connect with people in person. So the virtual thing didn't work. We did, I think, a couple that same year in lockdown. It was all right, but it wasn't the vision. So I just stopped there in my tracks. The reason why there was a 3-year wait is because I wanted God to speak. I didn't just want to act out of like, oh, let's just go. It's a vibe. I was like, no, let's get direction onto the next move. And at the end of 2022, God spoke about having an event in 2023. So our next event, our second event, was September of 2023. And since then, we've had another one in May and now this one. So yeah.
Okay, that's dope. So what are the challenges? Because I've been into even like promotion. Yeah. What are the challenges are you normally facing as a Christian event promoter?
That's a very, very good question. People don't always believe in Christian events, even Christians. There's a stereotype. I did a video recently about, there's a stereotype around Christian events. It's like, oh, it's going to be very churchy. There's going to be loads of pastors. We're not going to be free. It could be anything, or they just feel like it wouldn't just be that, the same quality as secular events, which is something that I'm definitely shooting down because the events are, by the grace of God, God is helping me to operate at a level where it's like on par with secular events, if not more, in terms of the quality of what you're getting from the event. But yeah, so there's that stereotype that Christian events are not cool. They're not going to be fun. It's going to be so like, restrictive. I think when you now add the second layer of singles events, it's like, ooh, I don't want to be, associated with that. I don't want to be seen. Some people come to the event and they're like, they don't want to be on the video. And I'm like, what's with that? Like, there's a stigma around dating in general and being seen as single. Like, oh, you're still out there. No one's kind of like taking you yet, or you're still. And honestly, there's so many of us out there that, quite frankly, it doesn't matter. There should be no shame around it. Dating is super cool. Dating is, it's fun. It's nice to get to know people. And yeah, like I think so. I think that Christian and then the other layer of singleness is just a big challenge. But I'm always up for a challenge, and I feel like God has called me to this. So even in the tears, the blood, sweat, and tears that I've had to shed over the course of like organizing these events, and I know that they're going to be worth it. I know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Also, we have success stories now, so it just gives me that push. Like, what, this is working. When you hear some reviews, you're like, what? Even if it's just that one person that found somebody, or those 2 people that found people, it's worth it. Because finding your life partner and finding the right person is no easy feat. It's pretty much the second most important decision after finding your faith. So, it's not an easy thing. So yeah, those are the challenges, definitely.
That's dope. So what makes your event so special? Because I know there's like few single dating events going on, and Christian, because it becomes something really popping lately. But why would I come to yours specifically and then not to the other ones?
Okay, very good question, and slightly controversial, but I'm gonna toot my horn, or the Lord's horn. Anyway, so there's a luxury feel with my events. Like, that's just plain and simple. The venues that I book, they're just not like, people often are like, oh wow, like the last event, someone said to me, this is where my office books for like our Christmas parties, in terms of like, so can you imagine the scale? Like, as small as a brand as I am, compared to an established brand that's doing a work Christmas party there,
work Christmas party, yeah.
and the budgets that they have.
Yeah.
It's so different. So, yes, I'll say for one, the venues, like the venue that we've booked for this event, upcoming event, it's delicious. Like, and I have a good eye. Trust me, I love good things, so I know good things. So I'll say the events, the event venues are number one. Okay. What we provide, I'm a big believer in people need to be fed. You know, I know some events are like, oh, you can buy your food when you get there. I'm not a huge fan of that because I think it limits kind of what people can get. But when you put it all in a price where there's enough food and people are, making merry and enjoying themselves, there's more energy to even want to date or talk to somebody because you're like full, you're okay. So we provide food and drink, all inclusive into the ticket price. And I think also one of the main selling points is that every event is different. Okay. So even if you came to the last one, you might even have FOMO, fear of missing out, if you don't come to the next one. So the first event was a winter ball. The second one was a cooking competition between two chefs, and the singles were the judges. So they had like a 6-course meal to enjoy. They had, somewhere to kind of write down points and stuff almost like giving MasterChef vibes, and giving them the control, which was quite nice and fun. The one in May was a sports event. It was a game day, running around, playing games, being competitive, breaking the ice. And this one is an art and comedy night. So it's like every event has its own life. So it's not just come and just chill. And I think also sometimes when people hear Christian singles events, they think, it's just going to be speed dating. That's only one element of our event. And it's at the end. So you're coming, you're enjoying yourself, you're having a good time, you've broken the ice, the event is much more than the dating, even though the dating is the undertone.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're having a good time. It's almost like you went out with your friends, just that here there's potential to meet the word. There's potential to build community, find new friends. It's all Christians. And I think there's a nice feel of social events being all Christian as well. You somewhat feel safe sometimes. Like you're like, okay, these are my people. We're all part of one body, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'll say just to reiterate, luxury feel. The event spaces are amazing. Every event is different. There's food and drink included in the price. And it's got my touch. No one is me. So there's just that as well.
I like that. So give me actually 3 events that you will normally attend, and it's a must every year. You have to go there. These are your favorite events. Ooh. 3 events.
Oh wow, that's a hard question. I don't know that I go to same. The first one that's come up is Atmosphere of Worship and Wonders. So it's an event at my church, and it's usually around Easter period. Nathaniel Bassey comes. My church is the Liberty Church London. So it's like a nice evening of worship and prophecies and just just being in the presence of God and the Holy Spirit. Yeah. So I'll say that's a yearly event. I definitely go every year. Okay. Wow, another event that I go to every year. Ooh, this is definitely difficult. Sorry, I like to have answers to questions. Just give me a minute. Yeah.
That's okay. No pressure. Or maybe at least an event you attended at least twice because you did like it. You went back again.
I feel like at the end of this interview, I'm going to remember everything. It's the worst. Well, my family hosts a Christmas dinner, dinner party every year. So I'll say, I have it's in Nigeria. So, but every time I'm in Nigeria, obviously I'm part of the host. So I'll say that, I've definitely gone more than once, and it's people love it. So I'll say that's the second one.
Okay. Last one.
This third one, I'm gonna say, it's an event I've only been to once, but it was one of the best events I've ever been to. So I'm just going to add it as, a bonus point. Just become my third entry. It's called 2020 Unique Events. Okay. So it's basically a networking event, but it's a speed networking event. So it's similar to speed dating, but you're networking with different businesses and different venues. And it was just an incredible event from start to finish. It like we got there, it was like I think it was a 4-hour event, and that might seem like a lot, for speed networking, but it was just so well planned. And I thought to myself, this is the level that I should be operating at. We got there was breakfast, like a spread, not just any basic breakfast, spread. And then we had like kind of like a initial chat as to how the event was going to go on. Then we went into the room for the speed networking. So you're I think it's every probably 5 minutes you're moving from table to table, and the different venues that you're speaking to. There was a break for like a bit of a little fun game, fun activity. Then we had lunch, which again was a spread. And then I think after the second session of speed networking, we had music. There was an artist performing, and I thought, this is supposed to be a networking event, but look at how they've elevated it. Like, this doesn't compare to any other networking event I've been to. And after that, it was then still drinks after, and I thought, wow, like just wow. And I said, you know what? Yeah, y'all take my coins. Like, yeah, so definitely. Yeah.
Definitely coming back to this one.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's good. I like that. Give me three personality that actually inspired you to do what you're good at.
Wow, that's a really, really good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say God. I know that's like cliche, but
I was expecting this one, definitely.
God is my number one inspiration, my everything, my all in all, so yeah, God, like without him, this would not have been birthed. Like I, already narrated the story. It couldn't have been birthed without God. I couldn't have continued without God, because it's been challenging. It's been very challenging. It's taken, I've lost things financially, like, emotionally, it's been a lot, but I just keep on going because God is my inspiration and he's the reason why I'm here. So that's number one. Number two, funny enough, when I started this brand, one of the people that came to mind was, I don't know if you know, a lot of people know her, but Funke Akindele. Like, she's a Nigerian actress, and she is at the top of her game. She, for me, it was just showing like boss babe, like, doing big things, like, breaking ceilings, like, like just doing things, being a pioneer in your field. And like you said, this is quite a niche brand. There are a few of us doing it, but it's not like out there. And I think I feel like a pioneer of some sort. Another thing that really stand out to me with her is that I found that she gave people opportunities, like upcoming artists and people in the same, kind of scene. She's a filmmaker, opportunities, like people that, you wouldn't necessarily see. And I thought, for me, that gripped my heart. I thought, that's the whole point. Like, everybody, we rise together. There is competition, and competition is good. Healthy competition is good. So you don't, rest on your laurels, but just that bringing everyone together. So whenever there's an opportunity to, like, a new photographer on the scene, or, new videographer on the scene, let's work together. Let's, so for me, yes, she's a big inspiration. I'll say number two. Okay. Number three, wow. This one, I have to make it good. Wow. That inspiration. Wow. Okay. When it comes to this brand in particular, wow. Wow. I have to make it good. Because it's got to be a Christian, right? That's
not
necessarily.
Not necessarily. Like, okay. Yeah, your inspiration, someone that actually give you that drive. Yeah. Okay,
so I'm gonna put this one out there, not necessarily for this brand, but just in everything that I do, everything that I touch. Rochelle Humes. So she used to be in a girl band called The Saturdays, but since then she's done incredible things. Like, she's a presenter. She has 2 brands now, and they're quite established. One is called My Little Coco, and it's like, hair products and body products for like curly hair and like dark skin. And I remember reading one of her stories where she said that she approached so many companies and everyone was saying, oh, no one's going to need this, the typical kind of like things where you get when you're trying to sell black products. But she didn't give up, and she went to Boots and they jumped on it, and like she's been selling for years. Like she has a massive warehouse where it's like people are buying the product. Like it's established now, and now she's launched a matcha brand as well with a business partner. She's a boss babe. Like she's a wife, a beautiful mother. She has 3 kids, and her body is banging. Sorry, I don't know if I can say that on this show, but she's kept fit. Like she's not playing. And when I watch her stories, I'm like, this is the life I aspire towards. And the most interesting thing as well is that I think she said she only has GCSEs. That's where she stopped education. Like she doesn't have anything more than that. And I'm like, girl, I mean, we got university degrees. I mean, but you're here like killing it.
Some people are just clever like that.
Yeah, and I'm just like, so definitely for me, I watch her stories religiously. I'm like, yeah, this is the goal. So yeah.
This is where I want to be. Yeah, I like that. Okay, great. So now I'm just gonna give you 60 seconds to sell the event to our audience.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, you got 60 seconds to tell us what can we expect on the 5th of October. It's on the 5th of October, right?
Yes, Saturday, 5th of October.
And you know what? I've just seen few videos online, and I'm not gonna lie, I already like the storytelling, the ways it's got put together. So can you sell this event, which is gonna be art and comedy? I'm all excited about it already. Can you sell it to us in 60 seconds?
Oh my God, so much pressure. Wow. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So you're Christian, you're single, you're wondering that, what's out there on these streets, nothing good enough. You're tired of the dating apps, you're looking for real connection, being in person and meeting people, spotting somebody from across the room and saying, you know what, he's handsome, and vice versa, and you want to approach them. This is the event for you. It's a Christian singles event. It's an art and comedy night. So there isn't that much pressure on, oh my God, it's about dating. It's like, come and have a good time. There'll be amazing artwork on the walls for you to ruminate over, just have, thought-provoking conversations with other singles about it. Enjoy canapes, that bougie feel, get your drink and you're like, oh yeah, love that. What do you think? And apart from that, then we're just going to go downstairs because it's a 2-floor a venue, and we have the whole space. So it's ours for the night. So we're going to have a really, really good time. Come downstairs to have a comedy night. Everyone loves to laugh. Life is so hard, and it's just so nice to just kind of let your belly just flow with laughter. And that's what you're going to get at this event. You're going to laugh. We have 2 professionals coming to give us a stand-up comedy show, and after which we're going to enjoy speed dating because, of course, we have to get to know the singles. You don't want to miss this event. Like I said, food, drinks, vibes. You could be going home with the love of your life. Well, not going home, but you understand what I'm saying? Exactly. Tickets now.
Love it. So there you go, my people. Yeah, the event is on the 5th of October. You don't want to miss this. Yeah, it's a laugh, and you get to meet nice people. I mean, what can I say? Make sure you go and grab your ticket. Book your ticket now. It's gonna be nice. Yeah, so what can we expect in a few months coming? I mean, from you guys, from your organizations, that more events? What sort of events are you guys are working on? I mean, what are the expectations?
Yeah, okay. So after this event, our next event is on the 8th of February. So we already have that. So if you cannot make this event, which don't bother not making, you must make this event. But if you can't, if you're away, 8th of February, lock that in now. It's going to be, again, a different concept, which I cannot share now. Okay. But in due course, you will have the exclusives. But it's going to be an amazing event. I can give a clue. It's going to be very hands-on. So that's 8th of February. Lock that in. Valentine's season. you don't want to be anywhere else but a 3-strand cord event. Let's just put it that way. Okay.
That's it.
So then our next event will be sometime around May, June. That hasn't been confirmed. That'll be next year. And then we'll have a third event in autumn. And that's going to be a massive event. That one is for everybody, not just singles. Everyone, tell your grandma, like, come with your family, come and have a good time in God's presence. And there'll still be stuff for singles, like even in that event, singles will be, there'll be some way to identify the single so you can connect still. But yeah, it's going to be amazing. So yeah, that's why we have 3 events for next year by the grace of God. Yeah.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to these ones. Thank you, Ola. Thank you for coming through. If our audience, our listener wants to follow you, they want to have more news about your event, your activity, where can I catch you? Where can they follow you?
Yeah, so we're at 3-strand cord, all spelled out. The cord doesn't have an H, so it's at THREESTRAND_CORD_. So at 3-strand cord_ on Instagram and on TikTok. So you can follow us on both platforms.
Fantastic. There you go, my people. So go and follow Ola. And make sure that you attend the next event, which is on the 5th of October. I'm going to be there, so I'm expecting you guys to be there.
You can't be there. I see a ring on you. You can't be there. It's only for singles.
Oh, okay. So I can't even come in. I can't even come and have a laugh.
No. That's another thing about this. It's exclusively for singles. Yes. No distraction.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm not gonna be there, but I hope someone's gonna be there and tell me everything good that happened on that day.
You can come with your wife to the February event. So that's for singles and couples. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thinking about us couples. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Ola, seriously, it was really nice having you. I love your energy. And if your energy is as good as your event, definitely.
Yes.
It's a must.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming through, and we see you very soon.
Thank you so much, Patrick. It's been really, really good meeting you, and I've enjoyed this interview as well. Thank you.
Thank you.